Woof. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Bucks got a brother a little nervous right now. Over there trying to keep an eye on them. But we definitely gonna keep an eye on them Rattlers also. Always. Started a little late today. Give some of y'all a chance to get home. Hopefully get a chance for y'all to fuss at these Bucks a little bit too. So don't worry though, y'all. We're gonna keep it up. Get excited. And if you listen to a little host on a show called Fangs Up on Thursday, I definitely said I had a feeling that we were gonna get some more commitments. Just saying. Re-up game, they're here. While Colzie can't run it back, we can always try. I know what's up. Let's Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings, salutations. Hopefully, you're a Buck fan because I am. I mean, look, that's the only hope I got right now because the Cowboys are trash. But look, if you listen to a little show called the Fangs Up Podcast, we definitely said, "Hey, man, look for some commitments to be coming." So all of a sudden, you got a few commitments. I ain't gonna lie, I'm watching this Buck game on the side. It look like the Bucks just gonna try and play bully ball against Washington. I could be wrong, but I hope they win regardless. So Also, little baby, look, anybody else that's not watching, let them know. They can always catch a rebroadcast. I get it. I know how this is. I'm a Buck fan too, so we ain't gonna be all night. Promise you that. But yeah, we try to get the re-up game going. Trying to think what rapper that was, but yeah, what's that? Push T with the re-up game. But in thinking, I ain't gonna lie, Waka Flocka Flame came up. What's up, Dimitri? And the first line in his "Oh Let's Do It" song, it messed his money up. Now he can't re-up. Oh, let's do it. Well, the Rattlers, football wise, kind of messed the season up. Now you can't really re-up, but you got to re-up with these recruits. So look, I want to talk about letter commitments. What's the word on the staff? It's quiet. You know what the word is. Look, baby, come on now. Offensive coordinator. You're gonna do one of those offensive line coach. Do one of those new recruiting coordinator. That's probably coming. But if you want the official, Wednesday, check out the OG Strike Zone. Now, I will say Tuesday night, if you're not busy, I'll get that graphic out later tonight. Rattler Boosters meeting will be here on HBCU Digital Network. So we will broadcast it live straight from HBCU Digital so that if you can't get into the feed through the Booster website, just come on. We take care of it. I told y'all. I said 25, we were going to be financial and part of that so that we could bring the live broadcast of the Booster meeting to you. So if you're a Booster member, act accordingly. Giving out your phone number. But Booster meeting will be a Tuesday. I just put the flyer out there later tonight. So look for that on the Fangs Up page. Also look for it on fifth quarter FAMU stuff as well. So we're going to get that out there. Probably just get y'all a nice little email. Get y'all caught up on who all these commitments are. But before we go to there, friendly reminder, softball camp is coming. And I did mention the boosters. If you're feeling froggy, want to jump and make a donation, it's kind of stuff they're doing. So they do make a contribution by purchasing muscle milk, other equipment, things like that. So again, if we don't tell you about it, then nobody's going to tell you about it. So that's why you have outlets like Fangs up, penalty talk, OEG strike zone. We're here. So don't forget the Fangs exchange. We're going to get on that in a minute, but don't forget softball player, softball camps this week. So I believe that's Saturday, Sunday, 18th, 19th. Go check that out. If you're in the city, nominal fee. Also, if you're going down to South Florida, Dodger Town, or what used to be Dodger Town, Andre Dawson Classic, FAMU, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Grambling, Jackson State, Missouri, Prairie View, and Southern, all out there. So, and we got the track team do a little something out there too. So now, if you haven't already got your season tickets, go get those. Even if you're not going, go get the tickets or get Rattlers Plus. Like, a brother got Rattlers Plus. Like, I don't use the term boy. Too grown for that. And I'm a black man from the South. Your man's, not your boy. Your man's got that Rattlers Plus. So, you think about it, it's pretty much the equivalent of about a half a season. So, if you keep it for the spring, you've pretty much paid for it. So, get Rattlers Plus. Now, if you're feeling froggy, go on get that, courtside club for the 500. I know you heard Coach Crary encouraging y'all to get that. Also, you get the 250 for the courtside weekend games, because we get it. Monday through Thursday, you gotta be tired. But, Saturday, Sunday, pack the pit at Lawson. And if you just want the regular old season tickets for $100, hey, income tax is coming. Make that donation. So what's up, Gail? What's up, Hello? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Now, mentioning that, if you listen to the Fangs Up podcast, I told you this was coming. Fresh L's. So ladies basketball went to Southern, caught a L, and men's basketball caught a whooping. That ain't no L. I'm sorry. That's a whipping. Go get a switch. Went up the red stick and got it beaten. So hopefully it bounced back though. I'm not overly worried. It's Curry's first season, so how much of that can you really just get mad at? But I will tell you, in a point of personal pettiness, if you listen to the Fangs Up podcast, basketball picks, you 4-0. I've gotten everyone right for FAMU men's and women's basketball this year. They almost got me. But yeah, everyone has been right. I don't know about the men's Cookman game. Every other one though, I ain't on one. I don't think I called the men's Cookman one or the women's Cookman one. But yeah, so. But look, for those of y'all that were wondering, they came in. Yeah. The recruits have been coming in. This one came in kind of last week before the last show. Jamal Haley, 5'11", 185. He's from Western Michigan. Look, tote game got better. Let's go on and say this. And I got junior asterisk. I think he's a junior. One thing Marcus pointed out ONG, and I definitely text Marcus like, yo, we need to do like a recruiting special. We could air it on both networks. I could care less about that kind of stuff. But look, I tell you, support the Fangs, give them the tax return. Can't complain if you're not supporting. Look, you already knew I was coming to that. But y'all were complaining. Some of us were complaining. Some of these running backs, kind of get caught, maybe walk down, once they get down the field. Well, if your running back's running a 4.3, it won't be him. So I think one of the things you're definitely going to see, Colzie's listening to you and us. He hears when we're saying that, man, we can use some speed in the backfield. I think he concurs. He sees the same thing we see. And you sign a running back that runs a 4.3, I think it's going to be okay. And look, I agree with you, little baby. I'm not worried about Coach Crary. Like, I ain't worried about him. And it's not because of a disdain. I like Coach. Y'all already know. I'm a Coach Crary fan. It's just because it's early in the season. Like, he told you honestly, he was trying to get it together. And I think Southern's going to be one of those teams that's probably one of the better ones in the conference. Just keeping it being. But y'all said the running backs were slow. Wasn't enough speed in the backfield. You know, y'all was talking greasy on my boy Bo. Y'all said Bo be getting tackled from behind. He do, but you ain't have to do Bo like that. Like, y'all was trying to say my boy need to be on a track team. Maybe, but leave Bo alone. Y'all know, look, Bo solid. You know, he do be eating calls sometimes. But, you know, give him another year too. Look, but this right here, fan, you got three-headed monster. Like, if you can keep all your running backs from last year that are supposed to come back, you got a deadly running game. Like, you quietly have maybe the best running game. It's between FAMU and Jackson State, if we're being honest. It's 1-2 between those two teams. Like, those are the best two in the conference. Like, full stop. Like, that's just where that is there. Now, after that, you went back down to Gainesville. You got the tight end. And I will say, with this guy, let's see, there we go. Okay, I like that one a little better. Gavin Hill, tight end, 6'3", 240 from Gainesville Buchholz. Gainesville been all right to FAMU. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, you got a linebacker, got a receiver that's hopefully coming back. Make it big for the people who might need their glasses. But Gavin Hill, 6'3", 246 pounds. I believe he's a redshirt junior. I didn't mark that in my notes, but I believe he's coming as a junior. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, this is my question with Gavin. And it's not so much about him. It's about the play caller. Are you going to use him? Like, are we going to just have another Jeremiah Pruitt situation where this guy's a freak athlete and you don't use him? Like, leave our 4-8 bowl alone, Rattler. Look, I'm on it. I told y'all leave Bo alone. That's my running back. Like, y'all can leave Bo alone. And it's not a 4-8. Bo were like a 4-5. Leave Bo alone. That's my running back. Like, that's my running back. Leave Bo alone. You run a 4-5. Yeah. But with Gavin Hill, are you going to use him? Because that was the worst part of the Jeremiah Pruitt experience. You didn't use him right this year. Like, we quickly saw very early that you had an offense that had 3 tight end monsters. One of them kind of gets hurt, but you kept throwing him out there. Another one made somebody mad. And then all of a sudden, you don't use him. And now it's kind of end of the season. You're like, oh, man, we should have gotten the ball some more. Man, come on. It's Sunday. I told you I was going to work on cussing. Like, yeah, you should have been using him. So I want to see, are we going to see more of that from this new offensive coordinator? Like, because I'm with little baby. I don't need that mess again. I don't need another year where you have a player and who all intents and purposes should be negative recruiting against you. Like, you can say what you want to. I give Pruitt a lot of credit because a lot of y'all would have got that treatment and y'all have been real greasy in a public matter. I ain't saying other folks he might be connected to wasn't, but if you're a tight end and you're coming to FAMU, especially you're looking at this guy's size, he looks like another Jeremiah Pruitt. Like, literally, you put a number 0 on him, and if he mess around and have a little long hair, you can be calling Jeremiah Pruitt on accident. Like, I'm just saying that cannot be repeated. Like, you offensively have to use your weapons. You have to use your targets. You've got a speed back. You should have a power back coming back as long as things go well and he doesn't enter the transfer portal. You have your bounce back. Bo was the bounce back. Like he ain't the fastest, not the slowest, not the most powerful, but he can get the job done. Like you have your 3 running backs. Receiver wise, if you can hang on to your receivers, you're solid at receiver. You just got better at tight end because you were losing somebody. So you're pretty much back to where you were there offensively. Looking solid right now. Like, thank you, little baby. Get the ball to the playmakers. Get the ball to the playmakers in space. That's the trick. Like, really get them the ball. Like, don't play with it. Get them the ball. Like, it's just, it's going to bother me. It's probably going to bother you too. Now, y'all been talking. Man, we ain't got no offensive line. We ain't got no defensive line. What? Y'all act like the old lady for the Wendy's commercial. Excuse me. Sneaky. Where's the beef? Like, where's the beef? Y'all been asking. Colzie said he been listening. You get my boy back his glasses. You know, look, Rattlers don't play, even though he's not, he's not a Rattler. He want to be. He's a Python, but he's a snake. But I don't want him to bite or strike. Well, 6'4", 300 guy played at Tampa Jesuit. I want to be kind of reckless to say, oh, that was a hit against that boy from Washington. If you watching that Buck game, he got laid out. I want to say he played against FAMU when West Florida came. If he was on the roster, he might have gotten that game. So it might be an interesting thing to look at in your leisure, as old people like to say. 6'4", 300 pounds. Is he offensive tackle? I'm just wondering, tackle guard. That's a big dude. Like, okay. And he's kind of local. So Tampa area, played at West Florida. They're probably reviewing this for targeting or something. Okay. I'm with it. Like, now we have the offensive line that's going to help us out. Hey, it was 0 on Thursday. I mean, if this boy Hollow, you're not wrong, but I expect some more. I'll say that like that. Then Moselle Williams, 6'6", 307. That's a tackle. Got to be a tackle. Depending on how long that arm reach is. Transfer Rutgers. Another guy from Gainesville, but he played at Hawthorne High School. Yeah. That's Moselle Williams. That's what we need. And we were getting all the receivers. That was our issue. Where's all the beef patties? Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seed part. For real though. Like, offensive line is where it was missing at. It wasn't so much D-line. D-line, the interior line ain't been great, but on the outside, you've been all right on D-line. But Colzie's listening. Ye all are saying, we need some offensive line. We need some defensive line. So far, so good. Like, and look, that's where I'm at with it, Hollow. I'm just glad they're coming in, personally. That's my big thing. Like, we need some size. Like, something, because it can't be this. Now, this one, I told y'all about this. I'd be scamming these people all day and tomorrow morning. Elijah Alexander, he's from Savannah, Georgia, but he's transferred from Stetson. 6'4", 287. James Ash? I'm just saying. Like, if you start to look at what Colzie is doing, he's really just replacing what he lost body type-wise. But he's also replacing it with guys that are juniors, sometimes sophomores. So these guys have additional eligibility. So these guys aren't just going to be here for 1 year and out, in theory, depending on what NIL game is looking like. Like, I'm liking the game Colzie's playing because I think part of what he's doing is learning from what didn't work last year. And what didn't work last year was getting 1-year rentals and just taking players because they came from some other schools and they didn't gel. Like last year's team, you still had a lot of individuals. Like you had guys who were for the team. And I'm not saying the guys weren't for the team, weren't for FAMU, didn't have pride, didn't respect the snake on the helmet and the name on the jersey. They did all that, but they hadn't come together to figure out how to do things so that the guy next to them might get the shine. It was still and especially on the defensive line, I felt like you saw where a lot of the players were, the best move for me is to end up at this place. Whereas in the scheme of the play, the best move may be to be here. I think we saw some of that last year. And I think this year you're trying to see, and you've heard it said before, a lot of guys are coming back. So with the guys we got coming back, the guys we got coming in, I like what we're looking at. I'll say it like that. Last year was not an abject disaster. It wasn't what we wanted, but it wasn't a disaster. The best thing about last year, I think it taught us a lot. I think Colzie got something from it. That boy got his face cut. But most importantly, what's up, Terry T? It showed us that you kind of can't just rest on your laurels. Like you've got to do a little bit more to be competitive. And we know who our number one competition is. Like, I'll tell you quick, Jackson State's not my rival. But what I will tell you, our number one competition in the Southwest Athletic Conference is Jackson State University. Just because you're my rival doesn't mean you're not my competition. They're not my rival because I don't view Jackson State as a rival. Like, it's 6 hours plus away. Like, okay, we played them in the past. It's fun. Appreciate y'all coming down to Florida for the OBC a few times. Appreciate when you do come to Tallahassee, you normally bring the band. But on the flip side, that doesn't make you my rival. Like Southern, that's a rivalry. Like, because we genuinely, like, that's a genuine rivalry. When it comes to Jackson State, that's mostly like Twitter thugs. Like, hey, folks just talking trash on social media. But when it comes to like the history of the rivalry, it ain't there. It ain't, especially considering the fact, we ain't beat them a whole lot of times in the past X amount of meetings. But look, I'm just saying, Southern, that's my rival. Like, they come to town, it's different. Going to A.W. Mumford, different. Like, I've been to A.W. Mumford, fun environment, one of the best environments in the SWAC. I miss Jackson State. I didn't get to go this year because of other stuff. Ooh, that was a wide open touchdown. But yeah, like, I think looking back at this, and just as a FAMU fan, FAMU alumnus, supporter of the boosters, active booster member, I'll be NAA active next week. The biggest thing that you're seeing between, especially Jackson State and FAMU, there's an arms race. And you're seeing where Jackson State has used their outlets to mobilize their fan base. They've used Ken Clark and those other groups to be able to raise and improve the NIL money, improve facilities and things like that. And I think FAMU kind of missed that. I think what FAMU tried to do more so was utilize its affinity groups, like the boosters, F Club, and some of those groups, to really try to raise money, which is important. But the thing you miss in the raising of money was you miss raising the profile of student athletes. Like it's the difference between being more of a mom and pop operation versus becoming something that's more. And some of that is definitely due to the prior experience with Dion being there. I mean, that's you can't shortchange that. I think part of the prime effect is less of the BS of all these people are now watching Jackson State. I think it's more of they learn some media marketing things that they still do. Whereas I think with FAMU, you had a marketing coach who did a heck of a job. Like, go look at what FIU's doing. It's the same stuff FAMU did, just with a better budget. You've got to, as a program, if you're going to build and compete with what Jackson State is doing and catch up facilities-wise to what Alabama A&M is doing, what Alabama State has done, you've got to engage those affinity groups because the state's not going to kick in. Like, we know you're not going to get the kick-ins and the benefits that the state is giving some of them. City of Tallahassee, to a certain degree, they did something, but I mean, they pretty much gave you a stadium. We can say that. State of Mississippi gave Jackson State a stadium. They paid for it. So I don't know the full story like that. But you're not going to get the investment the way that they put into Alabama State. You're not going to – you got to get somebody that's forwardly thinking to get what's going on at Alabama A&M to happen at FAMU. Like, we're getting the dorms. We're seeing that. But you got to really brand your stuff so that when these students sign to FAMU and commit to FAMU, they get attention. And then that attention turns into other things such as NIL and other things like that. So you just got to be able to, one, keep the train rolling, but while you're doing it, you got to improve some of the other things that are there. Like, even the way they market the boom is done really well. It is. Like, I'll say this. March 100 does a great job. Like, you look at the, what was it, March 100 paparazzi? Fire. Like, they quickly got better real fast. Like, they went from being like, okay, this is nice, to like, that's a really good product that the 100 puts out. I think FAMU athletics, I'm not going to say we follow behind because I think we produce good content. But I think what we're kind of missing is that angle on the student athlete piece when it comes to the NIL stuff, the and Fangs Exchange there. They're doing a thing. But what I'm talking about is really like the publicity side of it. I don't know if we do enough to really celebrate those kids in a way that's going to effectively entice others to come to FAMU. Like, it's one thing for myself and other people to create stuff and, put things out there. And so what's up, Spence? We see y'all. Congratulations. Look, I don't duck smoke and I don't talk trash that much. So I ain't saying nothing on here that's incendiary. But I definitely think you gotta see that what they did and what they are doing is going to be, one, a method of success that you need to not only emulate, but build upon, because they have advantages you don't, but you have advantages that they don't. And with the advantages that you have, you've got to reach back and build back better, because we all see that you've got to lean in to some of that. Great question, Hollow. I don't know. I could ask him. I think that's purposely why you do see that group really lean into some of that a little bit more. But that's a good question. I don't know all the rules with that. So, for me, I'll tell you when I don't know. Now, when I know the answer, I'm arrogant. But when I don't know the answer, I'll lean back a little bit. And I agree. And this is where I definitely stated Dang, the Bucks get another penalty. I do miss having a designated recruiting coordinator. I do see we kind of got the running backs coach kind of looks like he might be doubling down. Could be interesting. But, oh, yeah, that was definitely a chop block. You got to build the program up. And, again, you see what they're doing over there. And one of the things that I like when I see over there is that they tell you, hey, this is how much money we brought in. We met our goals. That's great. And I love that the Fangs Exchange, I think they're going to meet their goals too. And I love the fact that they are openly telling you, like, hey, this is our goal. This is where we need to be. This is where we need to get to. And they're doing it with their Thanksgiving program. So you come over, you can click that QR code. It'll take you to the Fangs Exchange website. But I like this Thanksgiving program. It's going to potentially do something really cool. Like if you think about it, 300 people give $100, helps them get to their goal. But if you can get more, do more. And especially the time frame and the timing. Like I think some of the times we miss out on stuff as a fan base because of timing. Like I hear y'all with the football questions saying, hey, when's the football schedule coming out? Who we playing? You know, are we doing OBC? And I've heard yes. We'll see. It's probably not the team that I thought it was going to be. Here it might be Howard. I don't know. I could be right. I could be wrong. Again, that's reckless, irresponsible speculation, straight from the street committee. So, you know, that didn't cost you nothing. I gave you that for free. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just saying. But look, thank you, Hollow. Let them know. And not just that, more people buy season tickets when they got tax money. Because you got disposable, you got shot in the arm, couple $1,000. Okay. It's supposed to come out end of this month. So we'll see. Supposed to have like a release party or something. You know, we do know some things have changed. Oh, he shook the sugar out of him. Oops. Hope he don't fumble. Well, I hope he do fumble, but that was a nice kickoff. You watching that Bucks game. But nothing for sure. But again, I think right about that time when income tax money start coming back in, you'll start seeing those season ticket packages. And I think, and this is just me, I could be wrong. I could just have too much blind faith in this athletic director. But I've seen her do a lot in a little bit of time. I think she's trying to improve the fan experience a little bit. I think she's trying to find ways for some of those funds to go back into the coffers of the athletic department. I do not think that some of the things that have been said on this outlet and others is falling upon deaf ears. And need 5 or 6 home games. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. Now, I will say, I think 6 home games at Bragg is too many. That's just me personally. As a person who is from Tallahassee, grew up going to games, doesn't live in Tallahassee, still travels back and forth. I think 6 home games is a lot. I think if you are doing 6 home games, 1 or 2 of those needs to be a classic. Just because the shot in the arm it is. Like, again, OBC was giving you about $500,000, all expenses paid. If we're talking 5 home games and one of those is the Orange Blossom Classic with a $500,000 payoff, I'm loving that. That's just me. And some of that, again, I think that goes to marketing. And I know she said 6, but I also felt like she kind of threw some air quotes with that. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I definitely look into when people are, kind of leaning into the gray area of that. Because it didn't feel like she was saying it was 6 games at Bragg. But I did hear her say 6 home, like you did, Demetra. But I really feel like one of those home games is OBC. I feel like you have I feel like in actuality, it's 5 games in Bragg, and then maybe even 4, and then 1 is OBC. I don't know if the Classic were the home team or not this year. I feel like we wore white. So, yeah, don't. I'm not trying to be whatever, but just saying. And look, that Spencer, I admire that. And I will tell y'all, with the Jackson State dudes, what you see is what you get. And that's why I said dudes. Ken Clark and them and Zoe, they're the same off the field. You meet them. The last OBC, I met them. It wasn't a long conversation either. Genuine brothers. Like, it wasn't that foolishness you get on the social medias from some. That wasn't them. Very level-headed. I can't say that for everybody, but I will say for them in particular, it was genuine and they were consistent. So, little baby says, I have a feeling she's put in back in OBC as well. She saw the same schedule and heard that same cry about removing us. Not just removing us, but that attendance was trash. Like, I remember we were in Tallahassee that weekend. I forget why. It was some event, something with a family. We went to go watch at one of the local bars up there, restaurants. It wasn't even a bar. And we saw that attendance. And we were like, mm-mm. And then I looked it up. I think I posted on 5th quarter of the week. 13,000? FAMU has 13,000 people come by themselves. For a whole stadium to bring 13,000? It can't be that. And there's too many marketing opportunities in that. Speaking of the OBC, like, just OBC and Classic. If you sell the Brightline thing, that's a go. Like, just have Central Florida people take the Brightline to the game, Like, literally, you can get a whole alumni chapter for both ways saying go this way. Like, that would be my move. Honestly, if I was Brightline, I would partner with the Orange Blossom Classic, and I would have a deal for FAMU and whatever other alumni are going to be there. If it's Howard, it's Howard. If it's not Howard, it's not Howard. But I would say use this promo code and you either get a discount or the portion of money goes back to your university. Especially because y'all know we like to drink. Like, the Bucks ain't giving me nothing tonight. Like, I got Jim Beam in here tonight. A little bit of Jim Beam, sweet tea, and some lemonade. It's hidden too. I made it. Oof. It ain't public sweet tea either. It's homemade. Like, I'm just saying, I think that's a really great, smart deal. And it helps you lean into and build a relationship with corporate partners. Like, after a while, Florida Classic and OBC, if those are, your games you're going to keep, they should be. Those are games that you encourage your fan base to take the Brightline to come to. And if you really want to make it sweet, coordinate it so that they arrive at a certain time. Throw in a little something extra and catch a bus from there to there. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing some ideas out there. Like, but I love it. I love the 6 home games if it includes the Classic. Like, give me that, and I think we good. Why outcry? They have problems. Play a conference game. The heat and pay. Hopefully that's fixed, or attendance will keep dropping no matter where. I think part of this is also the timing of the game. You can't play that game before 4 o'clock. I've been there 3 times, and the first OBC was straight. I ain't gonna lie to you. The first OBC was nice because it rained. The second one was horrible. The last one wasn't as bad, but I think with the Orange Blossom Classic, again, you gotta turn it into a day party. Like, for our HBCU Classics, for anybody listening, it's not about the game. People like me care. A lot of other people don't. He's down. Don't make it about the game. Make it about the experience. The thing that HBCU football games have over PWIs is the experience for the whole event. A PWI experience is the game. Like, oh my gosh, the Bucks, too many penalties. But it's the experience. The Florida Classic game, fire. But the Florida Classic tailgate, the concert tailgate, plus the game, plus the events after the game, it's a vibe. Like, that's what you sell. You sell the vibe. Don't sell the game. Like, that's not what you do. Like, I'll be honest with you. Every one of these classics, you should have a Greek village. Like, that was fire this year. Like, and this Orlando was my first time going to the Greek village. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't believe in purple. Like, I was not that guy. I was not gonna wear crimson, cream, red, cap, or nothing before I crossed. I literally have walked past that thing, so I never knew where it was. And the year we were kind of trying to figure it out, didn't go over there. Couldn't tell you where they were. This year, oh yeah. I was all in there. Face was all in the place. In the Greek picnic, fellowshipping, talking, everything. Oh yeah. Create that. I'm not just saying that because I'm a member of one of these organizations, but it's a way to get the people to come to the game, even if they're not involved. Because guess what? People who don't live in that area are going to come down just because they want to go hang out. Like, Marvin, you ain't missed too much. Like, went over these recruits right fast just for you because you my guy. I'm going to go back over it. But, like, you got to stop selling the classic as the game. It's the experience. Like, I think the first classic to really figure it out was Atlanta. The Atlanta Classic figured it out quick. Y'all Negroes don't care about this game. Y'all like the vibe. It's a whole party in here. Like, there's all this stuff going on. Like, it was a vibe. Like, outside the stadium. That's what you do, man. So, for those who are late to the party, look, main thing we talked about was really recruiting. And we hit a home run. Love it, man. So please do follow, like, share, tell 3 friends to subscribe. We need as many people to subscribe as possible. But Jamal Haley, running back from Western Michigan, he's actually a kid from Michigan. He's fast as heck. And so one of the things that we're noticing, and I'm saying we, but I was about to say you, us, are noticing, Colzie's bringing in a lot of juniors, some sophomores, but he's bringing his transfer athletes aren't a lot of transfer seniors. There's not a lot of guys that are on their last year. And there are also places that and positions that you, me, and others have complained about. Colzie's showing he's paying attention. And I love those white helmets, I ain't gonna lie. Like the Snow Patrol FAMU uniform, I love it. Quietly my favorite. But this running back here is supposed to be 4.3. So you definitely probably heard about him, ONG. Now this guy, UF transfer, 6'3", 246, Gavin Hill from Buchholz. So Buchholz traditionally pretty good football program. There's 2 good programs, really one in Gainesville. Normally it's Buchholz, sometimes it's Gainesville High. Eastside always sucks. Sorry, cuz. But this guy might be a difference maker. He fits the mold of Jeremiah Pruitt. And when I'm looking at Haley, I don't know. I think he might be a faster Kelvin Dean. I'll say that. And then y'all were asking about this offensive line. Gozi Okiki, I believe is how you say it, 6'4", 300 pounds. He played at West Florida. And I'm almost certain he played at West Florida the year they played FAMU and Bragg. I'm pretty sure we got film against him. That might be one of those games where I don't know if you remember what's my boy from Florida State? Not Fisk. Gosh, man, I can see his face. Anyways, but the defensive end that went to Florida State, where they saw film of him tearing it up against Syracuse, and then they were like, "Yeah, we need that guy." I think this might be one of those guys where we saw him in the portal, maybe had a little film on him. Jared Verse, thank you. Quietly, that's like one of my favorite players. I don't know why I can't remember his name because I'm focused on FAMU. But Colzie, I think that might be something like that. I'll ask Colzie about that. We're going to try to have him on after recruiting, really. So trying to kind of, let that filter out, but try to give him a chance to get his recruiting together. And so after signing day, I'll hit him up and see if we can get him on. Is Rattler fans, if I show them big numbers in Miami, but they don't spend any money when they come. I mean, a lot of us stay in hotels. I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of us stay in hotels. So this one, Moselle Williams, guy from Rutgers, I kind of put out there that he was offered. Now he's committed another guy from Gainesville area, Hawthorne High School. He's a junior, 6'6", 307. So previously coming from Rutgers, coming on home back to Florida. And this one right here, Elijah Alexander, 6'4", 287. It says defensive end. I feel like he's a James Ash. Like, does he have the motor? Because literally you could just switch numbers and he looks like James Ash. Guy from Savannah, Georgia, came from Stetson. And so I'm just telling y'all, for me, Stetson would hate to see me. Like, I would have to wear green and white every time I went on their campus. Because the thing about Stetson, those kids don't get football scholarships. Like, they get an offer. They get a discount tuition. But they got that Ivy League model. Like, they don't give these kids scholarships for football. And Stetson would hate to see me coming. I promise you. Be like, man, here comes that guy from FAMU again. Come take our best players. And with some money. Sure is. Because guess what? I may not be able to offer you a bunch of NIL, but the fact I can offer you a free education versus what you paying to go to Stetson's, yeah, you'll consider it. I think that's part of what happened here. Like, you have a program that literally is able to offer the kids a little bit of coin versus a program where the kids are getting nothing. Like, you get nothing but the pride to say that you're playing for this team and representing this school. That sounds all well and good, but in the grand scheme of things, is that what we're here for? Like, are we here to make this program some money when, some of your friends, some of your homeboys, they getting broke off $10,000, $15,000 and you got nothing? That's not what you do, dog. Not at all. Now, the other thing we talked about Thanksgiving. Make sure we get that right for y'all. They got multiple levels. So I like this about that. And so we talked about this last week. I said Rattler boosters should do something similar. You already have levels. I came in at the $100 level. But $100 level, you get a t-shirt. $187, you get a merch box. Which I ain't gonna lie. I just want the merch box. Like, the gold level, I ain't at that level. If we get monetized to where we making that kind of funds, I got that. But we ain't there yet. Autographed memorabilia, though, definitely an idea that is borrowed from another school. And you got the platinum level. And what I love is the game day experience. Genius. Like, that is genius, because we were talking about the classics and how you can create a vibe. Part of what some of these schools are doing is giving you a chance to eat with the players and hang with the players and all this other stuff. And I don't know what Mike Evans was doing. Should have been went out of bounds. But give a premium experience for a premium price that allows you and the family to have a meal with the players. And I'm going to say it like this. Nobody wants to duck so. Respectfully. Don't give me school food. And y'all are tired of Mission Barbecue. I hear y'all. Y'all go to the North End Zone Club. I was always, okay, that's cool. Hey, you know what you can do? You already got a connection. I don't care. You already got a connection with the people over at Florida State. You got a connection with the people that do honestly the show that inspired me, the Nolecast, and that do the Rising Spear. Why don't you do something with For the Table group and get them to cater your event? It's different. Like maybe you have Harry's come out there, like have something other than that catering situation that's on campus cater this event, because all of a sudden you're using the money from the Fang exchange to pay for it, but you're also giving your clientele a premium experience, which we've seen and we see now. Yeah, if you're watching the Bucks games, there's levels to that. Like I had season tickets. I don't know what a box is. I was not in the box, but we had really good seats. And they were like, "Hey, if you want to upgrade, it costs X amount of $100." And I was like, "Man, I thought about it. I ain't gonna hold you, because I like the premium experience. The Fang Exchange is giving you a premium experience. There's a premium price attached to it, but if you ain't no premium baller, come in at the low level." And I've been told they got the one-time gift levels. Thank you. Need that too, because guess what? I ain't always got $100 to give you. But if I give you $5 or $10, do something with that. Hey, are you playing? Publix chicken tender? Because look, it's Publix lemonade in there. It's key sweet tea though. I don't do this sweet tea. My son loves it. But the Publix chicken wings. Now I'm gonna test you on this little baby. You like the breaded ones, or them little red hot ones? Y'all look. We're gonna try to get the call lines going. So I'm gonna ask for a friend. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now my wife, she like the hot wings. I like the breaded ones. Yeah. The breaded Publix wings, them things smack. They are the best thing out there, personally. Look, that hot and spicy breaded. Hello, somebody. Look, see, that's my FAMU lead right there. I'm telling you, look, I knew we was kin. But honestly, we're gonna look at some of the guys who've been offered probably on Thursday. And Fangs got another basketball game coming. So tomorrow, the guys and the ladies are playing in Grambling. So we'll see how that goes. Men's wise, I don't know. I think it's another L. I'll say that. Ladies, I don't know. That might be close to the experts thing. If I had to put something on it, I'll put something on Grambling guys. Y'all got something. I don't know if 6-6 playing or not. And I didn't watch the last game because it was on the Jaguar Network. I probably put a little something on. I put a little something on Grambling twice. It's just me. Like, the men's game, I done told y'all, I don't think 3-point shots are hitting for us to take the amount of 3-point shots we're taking. I think we need to do a little bit better about attacking the bucket, try to draw some fouls. I don't know. That's my question. So I'll see. I missed the game against Southern. Like I said, it was on the Jaguar Network. I got Rattlers Plus. So if I had to put some skin in the game, and you were listening to Key, I would double down on Grambling. Excuse me. That was definitely pass interference. There you go. Like, I would double down on Grambling, and I might call E. Scott tomorrow, so I don't have to hear about it on Tuesday. Even though E. Scott is not a bad Grambling fan, he's like one of the great ones. Like, he really cool. He'll be talking to his trash. But we're gonna see, man. I will say, the next couple weeks, I expect more recruits to commit to FAMU, especially on the offensive defensive line. We've seen 2 offensive line. The defensive line is pretty much where it's going to be. I think if we sign about 2 more D linemen, we kind of be where we at. Just being honest. You got your guy that's kind of James Ash size. You need that guy, touchdown Bucks, that's going to be like 300 pounds in the middle that can go there with Donald. So, yeah. But the edges, solid. We're built for the future. Gail, I agree. I think they're winnable. But can they finish? That's the question. The ladies against Southern, that was closer than I thought it was going to be. I ain't gonna lie. The men's game, that was worse than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think we could beat that bad. But I honestly don't think Curry's going to really have the sauce on that team probably until end of February, early March. And we're going to finally know what this team's going to look like. So we signed another one today with Kennesaw State. I know nobody posted on Twitter, but he posted Instagram. I heard about that. I got to see is that official tissue or not? Because if we got another D lineman, baby, I'm telling y'all, this is just me. We're gonna find out. Watch the ONG Strike Zone on Wednesday. So let me give you a run through if you're a FAMU fan before we get up out of here. I know it's late. I gotta go to work in the morning. You gotta go to work in the morning. Monday, especially if you're in Orlando, there is a Orlando NAA board meeting. Check your emails if you are Orlando regional alumni. They sent that out. You can either go to the law school or Zoom. So that's there. Tuesday, here on HBCU Digital Network, you're going to have the Rattler Booster meeting. I will get that graphic out tonight. I will have a QR code for it. And so we'll have that ready and we'll send that out to you. You can either watch it by going to the Rattler Boosters website or watch it here on HBCU Digital Network. So either way, we'll have you covered. Wednesday, ONG Strike Zone will have Coach Colzie on there, and he's supposed to be talking about the coaching situation. So get your information from people that are invested in FAMU. Not saying other people don't know what they're talking about. They do. But it's a little different. Then, of course, Thursday, come back here, Fangs up. We're going to talk about the FAMU basketball game, talk about some of the players who've been offered. If there's some commitments, we'll talk about those. And we're also going to talk about basketball had an offer go out too. So we're going to talk about that as well. So, and then, of course, Fang Exchange is going to be after us at 9 o'clock on Thursday. And then we'll start the new week again on Sunday. So your week, write it down, put it down. I didn't sign it for you. Monday, Orlando, NAA, you have a meeting. Go check it out. I do know good news, great news. Mr. Chuck Lewis. Look, if you know Chuck, you know it's going to be done right. So that's all I'm going to say right there. We might even be able to have him on the show. Good news, Alpha Z, member of the Winter Park chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Then Tuesday, again, here on HBCU Digital Network, I'll send a flyer out for you. Rattler Booster meeting will be here. So I will remind them at the beginning of the meeting, you are being recorded. This is live. Act right. Then Wednesday, ONG Strike Zone on their network. You can follow them on where ONG Strike Zone is found. Just YouTube ONG Strike Zone. And then Thursday, come back here on HBCU Digital Network and on the Fangs Up YouTube and check us out. So, but for all of y'all, for Adam and the whole crew at HBCU Digital Network, we're going to see y'all Tuesday. I almost said Thursday, but Tuesday, we'll have the booster cast here, and we might even stay up and talk about it a little bit after. Not doing a lot of talking, just a little, just a little something. Get y'all ready, and then again, we'll get y'all. And 220 is back. Thank you, Marvin. I forgot about the 220 Club. So if you're a FAMU fan, we got you covered. So don't forget 220 Club is also out there. So I think get a double dose on Wednesday. Like double dose on Thursday. And no games played on the highest of 7 hills. Because y'all already know what it is and what it's always going to be. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?